Hey Gunit, it's Choof, and I wanted to show off the new features I have of my bullet counter. So here's the new one. You might recognize the same kind of mount, but obviously this one is much smaller. I'm going to flick it on for you so you can see what's going on. There's the display, and you got these two LEDs down here. That's going to be your low ammo and your low battery LEDs. But let me go ahead and flick the light on so you can see some of the features better. Now this is a 75 watt bulb, as you can see from here, about a foot away from the thing. And as you can see, the numbers are kind of hard to make out. You can't really see it very well, but one of the new features I have is adjustable brightness. So you have 3 buttons on the back. This back button right here is going to be your brightness adjustment. So if you hold this guy down, it will make the display much more visible. It gets pretty bright. I mean, you can see it just clearly in broad daylight. Another cool feature is that you can actually just tap that button. Try it again. Tap the button to make the display go to sleep. All the functions still work appropriately, but it doesn't kill the battery as much, and it won't get in the way or distract you while you're shooting. So let me go ahead and turn it down a little bit to more reasonable brightness, as you can see there. So you just kind of alternate the brightness like that. All right, so other features. As far as the physical design, in the back here is where the batteries go. So if I can just slide this guy out. It's a little bit hard to get to, but you see there? There's your 2 AAA batteries, not AA's. I know I messed that up in the last video. I said double when I meant triple, but there's your 2 AAA batteries. I haven't figured out how long they last on a typical charge yet, but I'll try to get to that as soon as I can. Let's see. Oh, I'll have to hit one of the reload buttons. So as you can see, it's the same function I had last time, where hitting a button will reload. And if you don't have an empty magazine, then it will go to the plus one for the one in the chamber. So let me go ahead and tap this to get it down to 0. You're familiar with that. When it gets down to, I think, 4, that's going to be when your low ammo light comes on. That's when it gets to less than 1/5 of the total magazine size. So it's going to be 4 rounds there. And then it'll go all the way down to 0. And one of the cool new features is, as last time you would hit one of the buttons to reload, that was fine, but if you don't feel like having to hit the button, it will automatically reload as soon as you fire your next shot. As you see, it counts from 29 instead of 30. So as soon as you load the new magazine and fire off a shot, it will assume that that shot was from the first round of the next magazine, and it will go to 29 instead of like counting to 30 or staying at 0 or whatever. Let's see here, other features. So if you want to change the size of your magazine, you can just tap both buttons at the same time and it blinks like that to let you know you're in magazine changing mode. Of course, the brightness display, the brightness options still work here, so I can turn the brightness up a little. Actually, go this way, turn it up. You hit the buttons to go all the way down to 1 or all the way up to 98. It can only go to 98 because the 99th round is the one in the chamber and it can't display 100. So with only the 2 digits. So anyway, hit the buttons again to stop it there. Now, one thing that's cool about this is that last time you saw, every time I turned the device on, you had to set this magazine size manually. So it would start at 30, and then you can set it down to wherever you want, but as soon as you flick it on and back on again, off and back on again, it would be back at 30. Well, this new one is cool because it saves your settings. So every time you turn it off, put it away for the day, bring it back, it will stay at the setting you had it. So if you want to leave it on one gun, that's a great way to do that, and it'll save the settings there. Other cool features. It will also save the brightness setting. So let's say you're shooting at night, you have it all the way down to the lowest brightness possible, and you flick it off and then back on again. You don't want it to be blinding you when you flick it on, so it'll stay at its brightness setting. So let me get back to something more visible here. And another cool thing, in the last video you saw the numbers weren't really oriented correctly because I couldn't figure out how to mount them properly. But, if this is on the left side of your gun, that's fine. If you shoot left-handed like me, you might want it on the right side of your gun, and obviously you don't have 52 rounds left, so that's going to be a problem. So what you do is, when you flick it off, you can hold down one of these 2 buttons. I think you hold down the right one to switch to right side mode, and then it will switch sides. And this also remembers the setting, so it will remember which side of the gun it's on. So once again, if I flip it back, flick it off, hold down this button, and then flick it back on again, it will go to the new orientation. So that's the new feature there, and I haven't had a chance to demonstrate the low battery indicator because I have to figure out exactly what a low battery is, do some testing there. But other than that, I think that is all the new features. And yeah, I hope you guys like it. So thanks for watching.